Hello and welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles. Today I'm doing part 2 of authors that I will never read again. So these are authors that I have read from, or at least attempted to read from at some point, but I've decided for whatever reason that I will no longer be reading their work. If you didn't see the first video, I will have that linked in the cards and the description for you, but I have another list of 5 authors that I don't think I have any interest in picking up again. The first author on this list is Talia Hibbert. I loved the Brown Sister series. That was my introduction to Talia Hibbert. I even have the Illumicrate special editions of those books. However, everything outside of that series that I've tried to read, I did not like. I think I tried The Princess Trap and The Roommate Risk, and I DNF'd them both. For whatever reason, everything else outside of this series in particular just doesn't work for me. Even when I heard that she was releasing a Black love novel, I was interested, but it ended up being YA, so I don't really feel like I want to read YA romance. And then Monet read it and didn't necessarily love it, so I don't really feel compelled to try anything else by her. The next author on this list is Taylor Jenkins Reid. So I did read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo when I was in college, and to be honest, picking up that book and reading it and the fact that Evelyn was Cuban, my initial instinct was to believe that this was written by a Latina author. So to find out that she wasn't was quite disappointing, but then again, in hindsight, I think it makes more sense now, because when I did read that book, I was like, wow, she's doing a lot to talk about the LGBTQ community and how bi women specifically are treated in this era, but also aside from the fact that she kept saying hair that blonde on skin that bronze and how unnatural it was, like something just felt off, right? So to find out that she's a white woman, and I believe there's even an interview where she's asked why she chose to write a Latinx main character, and she said something about like she just really wanted that community to be represented. Let's not pretend that Latina authors don't exist, number one. Two, even after that, she went to write the Carrie Soto book, I think, which also features Latinx main characters. Regardless of whatever her excuse is, it is 2023, and if you actually care about amplifying the voices of a certain community, then you will let members of that community do it. And now I will say that I did read a short story by her as well, Evidence of the Affair, and if she wasn't a problematic author, I would actually recommend it because it was very interesting and it was very Lifetime-esque and I enjoyed it. But in hindsight, not a fan, truly not a fan, and I believe Evelyn Hugo is supposed to be getting an adaptation. Would I watch it to review it? Probably, but I feel like I would just have so many issues with it because I had so many issues with the book. The next author is one that I have not actually completed anything by. At one point in my life, I was starting to get into mystery thrillers and horrors, and of course, Stephen King came up, right? So I was trying to figure out where I should start. One of my friends had it, but it's over 1,000 pages, and I heard there's like a really graphic assault of a child in it, and I was like, I'm not fucking reading that. Then I was talking to someone else, and someone was like, oh, Carrie is a good one to start with if you've seen the movie, which I had. So I was like, okay, maybe this is like a good introduction. I started that book and DNF'd it very early on, maybe within the first chapter. The way that he talks about women just really gave me the ick. I also just don't care. Like, I've heard good things about some of his books. A lot of his books have movie adaptations, but at the end of the day, I'm not getting anything out of this. The idea of picking up a book by him just doesn't sound like it would be beneficial to me, and therefore there's no reason to do it. So while I know that he is a favorite within the book community in general, I don't think he's for me. The last 2 authors on this list are ones that I talked about in the video where I decided to give authors a certain chance. A lot of those authors I wouldn't read from again, but 2 that I wanted to point out are Jasmine Guillory and Tessa Bailey. For both of them, one of the main reasons is because romance is a genre that I really struggle to get into, and I just know that there are better authors out there because I have found romance authors that I actually really enjoy and look forward to reading new things from. Neither one of them will ever be on that list. For Tessa Bailey specifically, I don't like any of her characters, honestly, and just the storyline for some of these things, just, I read Fix Her Up and I was considering reading whatever the second book in that series is. However, do I think that Tessa Bailey could write a couple of color? I think her name is Rosie. I think she's Argentinian or something. I don't have faith in her to do that properly. And then I had no interest in Georgie's sister either, so that idea got scrapped. And then I tried to read It Happened One Summer, and I hated Piper with a burning passion. So that just had to end. And then for Jasmine Guillory, I DNF'd The Wedding Date and then actually did complete a book by her, but I just know that it's not worth it. So that is another round of authors that I will never read from again. Let me know if you have read any of the authors on this list and what your opinions are, or if there are some authors that you think that you probably wouldn't give another try. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video.